we could please stand wherever we are. And deep inside, withdraw deep, deep into the soul. And feel you're looking out through the windows of your eyes. You can see what is outside. Yet you, the soul, are totally concentrated inside. And if you could please turn now back to the chair that you were sitting in. Just stand in front of the chair. And imagine, visualize the last new beautiful set of clothes that you had bought. Something special. Imagine it's in front of you. It's ready for you to put on. And in the same way, your future form is ready. It's in the chair looking at you. And it's inviting you to step into it, to put it on. And now we step into that future form. Full of light, completely unlimited in our love. This is the form that I become every cycle, eternally. And it's this form, now that I step into it, it allows me to live like Janek in the world yet beyond, in a world of fear yet vibrating only love. I step into this form and I stay in it beyond, while in this world, while moving, I am totally beyond, full of love, and holding this high vibration of my future form that has now entered the present. I gently make my way back to my seat, holding this vibration.
As the burning light inside the self has lost its spark, the form of destroyers from within changes us from spirit into skin. The face in the mirror has no crown of light. The inner eye of love deceived has lost its sight. True heart, we can never be apart. I don't want it any other way. Sweet song, the soundless chant that lingers on. A fire of love creates the golden day. the link of love begins to take control. The mirror of illusion is no more. The travelers stand again upon the shore. A journey that has taken us so very far from a world of mortals to a shining star. True heart, we can never be apart. I don't want it any other way.
Yes. Om Shanti, good morning. So today we have Sister Sharona with us. We are very lucky to have Sharona Ben with us today. So I just would like to give background of Sharona Ben. So Sister Sharona was born in US and had her higher education in France and worked before she moved to US. And in the year 84, she came in touch with Brahma Kumaris, and she was trained and mentored by all the seniors, Dadi Janki, Jayantiben, and all the seniors. And within a short while, she was sent to, within a year of coming to Gyan, she was sent to start service in Boston, where she was already working as a senior lecturer at Boston University. And she was a director of the Brahma Kumaris Center there. And she served there for over 15 years, participating in many outreach programs and many service activities there. She's a very versatile trainer and a powerful communication skills teacher. And she's also a master in bringing spirituality to practical and challenges of daily life. She has been a facilitator of seminars, workshops, and various other programs as a motivational and skill development trainer in various schools, colleges, clubs, and other community centers. So today, Sister Sharona would speak on the topic, Limitless Love for Being Beyond. And this is in line with the Global Bhatti. And Sharona Ben has always been very wise and practical in her approach, and today let us take benefit from her approach of this. Om Shanti. And at the end of the session, I request all the youth, probably they have not arrived yet, to stay back because Sister Sharona would like to spend some time with them. Okay? Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sveta Ben, for such a lovely introduction. I think it's the last time I'm going to send my full CV when asked for my bio. Lots of details. When in fact, same journey. We're all on the same journey together. And it's so lovely to be here to be able to share like this. That's the beauty of Madhuban for sure. I know that there's a outreach service called Peace of Mind Retreat that started something like 25 years ago for souls who are not BKs. It happens once a year. And they're very selected individuals that are invited to come to Madhuban for 1 week to learn Raja Yoga. And my favorite part was always how in the very first evening, each of the different countries were asked to just stand up, and you could just see the whole world, no matter what the faith, no matter what the religion, nationality, color of skin, whatever, you'll always find people working genuinely from the heart and finding each other and making stronger this voice that goodness matters, even though it's such an evil world at this point, and it seems like there would hardly be any hope for goodness. So those are non-BKs meeting, and now is the season for the BKs from all over the world to meet, and it's so empowering and such a joy to meet each other and come together like this. Do you agree? Yeah. Yeah, really. So that was a lovely exercise that Trish had us do. Are you ready for another exercise? Yeah, because I really feel that at this point it's about exploring different ways to come into the experience, correct? We know so much. I mean, like Baba was saying the other day, your thoughts, very elevated. Your words, anybody could get up and give us such a beautiful lecture. But you are extremely poor, he was saying, extremely poor in putting it all into practice. So I do believe that the more we can experience, as well as churning and studying and sharing, we're closer to bringing it into our practical life. But a little bit more about that later. So I thought we would start with a little activity. And the first thing is to just explore this whole concept of angel. How many have read this Murli that's been selected for preparation for January 18th? It's a Murli, you can get it in the office, global office, printed, but it's also been sent to you. And it explores the whole concept of going beyond, being beyond. And obviously what that means is coming out of the corporeal form, which is an amazing dynamic, one that psychologists don't know about, by way of helping us change our bad habits. And we have many forms that we can emerge as a way of separating ourselves from this corporeal form and all those sanskars that we picked up over 2,500 years. So we've got our deity form that we can explore. We've got our eternal form, just the soul. And we also have our angel form, which is most up and coming and practical for now, right? So if you could take a few minutes to just reflect on 3 adjectives or qualities you would assign to the angel. In other words, we're going to think about this angel form a bit before we play with experimenting. Like, for example, I could say one quality or aspect of the angel would be purity. So 3, if you could think of 3. Not to share it for the moment, but just reflect. When you think angel, what comes to your mind? 3 qualities. Okay, shouldn't be too difficult. Can I hear some of these qualities? When you think angel, this is a first step in giving meaning to these titles and forms. What do you think? Yes, if you could stand up and speak very loud. Detached and loving. Okay, there we go. That's 2. So I'm going to just mark detached as 1. And loving as another. Yeah, okay. Anyone else? Yes. Peaceful. Peaceful, that's nice. Peaceful. Yes. sister in the front. Light, light, for sure, light. Yeah. Anyone else? Yes, sister. Free, free, yeah. Liberated, nice. Free, liberated. Yeah, I don't think we need the mic for the moment because it's just one word. Yes, sister. God's messenger. All right. Let's go for one or two more. Yes, sister. Humble. An angel is humble. Okay. What about our brothers? Yes, brother. Sorry? Bestower. Bestower. So we're getting a picture of this angel, which the world would not necessarily know about. And my brother here? Sorry? This brother with it just here, yeah. Destroyer of obstacles. Okay, interesting. Destroyer of obstacles. And was there another brother? Yes. Sorry? Say it one more time. Happiness. True happiness. Sorry, I couldn't catch that. And way in the back? Acceptance. Nice. Acceptance and true happiness. Okay. There are probably so many more, but you've already got a nice picture of this angel. So many different qualities. So in this next step, I need you to choose one. Choose one. You can choose the one you've already selected out of your three, or one that you heard. But then I need you to think of a symbol which represents that. So we're going deeper into meaning. For example, if I chose light, I have to think of a symbol which represents light. Symbol means an image. So for example, I might feel that the light of an angel is like the light of the rising sun at the break of day, dawn. Powerful rays cutting through the dark, bringing the day. So that's just an example. Say I chose purity. So then I have to think of a symbol. It has to be a visual image. What, for me, represents the purity of an angel? So, anybody have a thought? Yes, sister.
For me, I selected liberated, so I can visualize a white dove.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking just for this example. Although, there you go, liberated, white dove, very good. But for my example, purity, what could be a symbol or an image for purity? Think about it a minute. I need you to raise your hand and stand. Yes, sister, can you stand? A lotus flower, purity, why not? Anyone else? A white color, okay. Yes, sister, way in the back? A swan, why not? Why not? And so another example, because all of these are just examples, you're going to pick one which is meaningful for you. Meaningful means it starts to give you a certain feeling. Maybe the lotus does not give you a feeling for purity, but maybe a pool way at the top of the mountain. Pristine clean. No tourists have ever reached it. It's absolutely crystal clear and clean. You can see straight down to the bottom. Like that. So you need to find a symbol. And after you find the symbol, go deeper and find 3 qualities that you experience with that symbol. So for example, if I choose purity as that pool at the top of the mountain, then I need to visualize that, come into the feeling, and note it's crystal clear, pristine clean, very refreshing, attractive. Okay? So, if you chose light and you chose the sun rising at the break of day, then you might feel, as you visualize that and connect with the feelings it produces, you might come up with powerful, steady, serving. Okay? So take a few minutes, find your symbol, a symbol that represents the quality that you've selected, and then 3 feelings that come with it. Is that clear? You need another minute or 2? This means yes, this means no. Yes, okay, another minute. You're giving meaning, personal meaning, by connecting with the feelings this image produces in you. We started with angel. You told me 3 qualities that an angel represents, and you chose 1. You found a symbol for that 1. And now you're envisioning it and identifying 3 feelings or qualities that belong to that symbol. Okay? Anybody need another minute? Okay. So now the fun begins. We're going to go into this and see where it takes us when we give ourselves thoughts of a certain caliber and images and keep ourselves open to the feelings. So we're going to imagine that we're sitting in one of these sensory theaters. Have you ever been to a sensory theater? You put on these goggles and the machine gets turned on, and according to whatever you've programmed the computer for, that's what you see and that's what you feel. So if you've programmed the computer for skydiving, with those goggles on, you really feel like you've jumped out of a plane and you're falling and your parachute is opening. Okay, so we're imagining that we're sitting in such a theater and we've put on the goggles. You got that? Okay. It's an exercise for imagining. So I'm sitting in that theater and I've put on my goggles. And up on the screen comes the very symbol that I have chosen to represent an angel. It could be a swan. It could be a dove, peace dove. Could be a lotus flower. It could be a pool at the top of the mountain. Whatever you chose, see it. On that screen in front of you. Which is not even like a screen. As you adjust your goggles, and it becomes a reality that you step into. Emerge the three feelings, the three qualities you assigned to that symbol. For example, if it's a pool up at the top of the mountains, emerge that experience of its pristine cleanliness, its incredible clearness. You can see straight down to the bottom, transparent. And it's so refreshing. Whatever is your symbol, whatever are your three definitions or qualities, see them. And allow the experience to surround you. And now, bring Brahma Baba into the scene. Brahma Baba, our perfect angel. He is this. However you described an angel, whatever the symbol, whatever the qualities, there he is, demonstrating in a human form this. And surely, watching Brahma Baba, there can be some more feelings I can add. To the experience. So I might discover purity means much more than transparency, cleanliness, refreshingness, but opening myself to the example of Brahma Baba, I might find that there's also incredible sweetness. And strength. Open yourself to the presence of Brahma Baba, our perfect angel. And then see Brahma Baba turning to you. As if to pass over to you all the qualities that you've been experimenting with now and you have seen in him. Whether it's purity, free, liberated, light, accepting, whatever. He's handing them over. And I am opening to them as the rightful child to this inheritance. And as I'm opening to Baba's drishti on me, the goggles melt away, and so does my corporeal form. And I, the soul, just rise to join Baba in the subtler regions, in my form. And I, the angel, completely imbibed by the scene. My symbols, the qualities, Brahma Baba's demonstration. This is me. An angel for all my brothers and sisters, the whole world. Pure, free, accepting, light, loving, whatever. whatever your experiment, enjoy the angel form that you are. If your mind wanders, go back to the symbol, go back to the qualities, go back to Baba's example, and step into all of those feelings. Om Shanti. Did it work? Could you come into some feelings? How many say yes? It's relatively good. It's an experiment, right? So, did you like this experiment? Think about this a moment. Did you like it? Yes or no? What do you think is the aim? What do you think is the aim, the purpose of this kind of activity? So think about it, and when you're ready, turn to somebody you don't know, maybe somebody behind you or next to you. Introduce yourself and share. Okay? Mm-hmm. 2 more minutes? Okay. Okay. So we have time to hear 2 or 3 people who feel that they had an insight or an experience which is worth sharing, because, when we share, others can also learn. Anybody like to come up and share? Yeah, please. I'd like you to come up because I'd like people to see your face when you talk about it. Here's the mic. Yeah, into the mic and face our family.
I wasn't expecting this, but it was very simple. I didn't want to make it too complicated in my mind. So I just came off the Limitless love sessions. I picked up love as a quality of an angel. Now, when I was trying to symbolize love, so the one thing that came to my mind is a mother cradling a child.
Oh, nice.
Right. So, and when a mother cradles a child, there are 3 qualities which are always there. One is protective, forgiving, and, sorry, I'm losing my words. So protective, forgiving, and accepting. Right? Now, protective because it's a child, innocent, always there to protect, right? Accepting, no matter what defects that the child has, a mother always accepts the child, right? And then forgiving any defect the child may have, mother is always there to forgive, right? And then when I bring in Brahma Baba in front of me, and I see that mother in him, he is there to, emulate the same to me, and he's forgiving me for my defects. He's accepting me as a child with whatever qualities I have, and then protecting me in whatever form. So that time he's my mother and I'm his child, right? But at the same time, when I take those qualities of a mother through those experiences, I think I can do a lot like Brahma Baba and emulate that energy across to all the souls. And that was the experience that I was trying to get into.
Wow. Yeah. So you understand that getting even a glimpse of what is it, my angelic form, is already to emerge my angelic form and cultivate those virtues. Very nice, very nice. Anyone else? Yeah. Thank you.
Om Shanti. I'm Lillian from Singapore. So The virtue that I come up with about angel is light. This is the one I really love. So when I think about light, the symbol that I come up with is halo. Circle, round, you could travel along, and the light coming out is very radiant, warm, nothing very like feeling too sharp. It's very soft, gentle. So when I see this halo, that also reminds me how our Baba give us the energy of light, transfer this light to reach all the soul around the world. That's how I connected with.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. So what do you think is the aim of this exercise?
I like the aim of this exercise is make us think something that very unique to ourselves, that we could easily to associate with our own experience, and very unique. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. Beautiful. There you go. One more. Who's going to win, the brothers or the sisters? Right now it's tied. We've had one brother, one sister. Yes, brothers win.
Om Shanti. Virendra from Bahrain. So, what I found the motive of this exercise is basically to introspect, to bring out the thoughts which are there deep within, outside, to reveal them to ourselves, basically. And the virtues which we have, those also come out when we think deep within. Because when we go into our Lokik life, whether it's a job or anything, we met with so many people and the situations around. We generally tend out not to be in the soul consciousness and more of a body consciousness, to be true. So when we come back to the yogic stage or in the evening as in Numasham Yoga, then we can introspect like what went good or not so good. So the motive of the exercise is to find the true nature of ourselves. As in for the purity, the symbol which I personally found, which came to my mind was the swan. The qualities of the swan was like calm and composed. It's clean, neat and clean. And the third one was beautiful, it's beauty.
You're imagining this as he's talking, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's it from my side.
And when you envisioned Brahma Baba entering the scene, did you have some more definitions?
I need to work on that. Didn't go that deep.
Okay, good, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So when you went from a scene or a thing, like a lotus or a bird or a pool, when you went from that into bringing Brahma Baba into it, the human demonstration of this thing, did you have more definitions, more words, more adjectives? How many had more? Yeah. This is very worthwhile exercise because it's inviting you to continue imaging. I don't call it imagining. There's nothing of your imagination here. This is real. This is entering another dimension through the power of thought. We're using an analogy, but these thoughts are thoughts of truth. And they have a power. And that power is to get us above, beyond the corporeal form. So it's an added exercise to go from a thing that we're familiar with, like a bird or a lotus flower or a swan, to Brahma Baba standing there, our perfect angel. So often Baba's reminding us to follow Baba means Shiv Baba in my consciousness, but Brahma Baba in terms of my life and living it. So we can't invoke him enough. Right? So this personally is why I like this exercise. And there's a couple of things. First of all, it's this, I think I shared it, this creativity in which we're not afraid to experiment with images and analogies, because images take the power of thought one step deeper. And if you keep yourself open to feelings, you're going even further into that dimension. And it might feel like you're imagining in a first step, but you're not. And secondly, this is something that can be used throughout the day. You have just made contact with your angel self via some very powerful images. Those images are connected to feelings. So as you're walking around, or if you're doing a task where your mind is free, why not emerge that symbol, those feelings, Brahma Baba, and the added feelings? Why not? You know, as you walk around, especially without a task, but you're just walking around, you can be overtaken so quickly by a waste thought at the least, or a negative thought. This breaks right through it. Just go back to that symbol, go back to the image and the feelings, and continue walking as an angel. Above, beyond. Because, as I was saying before, every time we're doing this, or churning virtues, or sharing virtues, we are cultivating the virtue, which is our promise as of last Sunday's Murli, right? Extremely poor in living this stuff, even though we've got the thoughts and we've got the words, but in action. So this is feeding that baby angel inside me. And I can tell you, I've been experimenting with this a week. And you can take anything. You can take angel and do this process, or you can take any title Baba's given us. Like, or Almighty Authority, Master Almighty. What's that? Master Almighty? What's that? But I played with it. I tried to find a symbol for Master Almighty, and I ended up with mountains. They seem almighty. Then I tried to find 3 descriptions, and I came up with some. Very powerful, very long-lasting, permanent, solid, but also defining. Mountains define borders, boundaries, also obstacles that humans try to conquer. Then I bring Brahma Baba into it. Yeah, he is very defining for us. He does enable us to see borders and boundaries. Very steady. But then as I imagine Almighty, Master Almighty, Brahma Baba, I can also feel his tenderness. That Master Almighty is not a hard thing. It's very soft and flexible, actually. So then I recall that during the day. I'm playing with that a whole day. Me, as Master Almighty, as per his demonstration, and then all the other work before that. And it works. It works. I find myself, in terms of any challenges I'm facing in any relationships I have, or in taking up my responsibilities, I find I'm more easily able to stand my ground, hold my position, but with softness, flexibility, royalty, divinity. That's nice. Or you take a virtue like discipline, because laziness and carelessness is a big issue the older you get in Gyan. So discipline, what's that? I found a symbol for it. I found the symbol of a violinist, a virtuoso musician. Means he sits in the first place in the orchestra. The discipline with which any artist who's really achieved something has had to bring into her life. Discipline. Why? Out of love for the art, love for perfection, perfecting the art. And just by playing like this, coming into the feelings, but then playing with it all day long, I actually found myself 100% more disciplined. I didn't even make any effort. Especially on the one thing that I can be very careless about if I'm not careful, like too much browsing on the cell phone. I want to finish that. And just by playing with discipline, nothing else, I found that I came into a very healthy, very powerful routine. So this is doing what Baba is asking us to do, and in general is asking us to do. Do you know how they make gold free from all the alloy that might have been added into it? How gold is purified from any alloy which has been put into it? Do you know? It is fire, it is a heat, but there's a process connected to that. They do not remove the alloy from the gold. Do you get this? They remove the gold from the alloy. Do you get this? They do not remove the alloy from the gold. They remove the gold from the alloy. In other words, all their attention is on the gold to extract it. And this is exactly the process Baba wants for us. Go to the virtues. Spend time, give energy to activating, emerging these virtues. Call it extracting the gold or emerging your true form. Any one of them. We played with angel, but also the eternal form, just being a soul. The deity form, worthy of worship form, all these things are there, not to mention the titles. At this point in time, more than ever, that work produces results. It's such a beautiful, magical dynamic. As I was saying before, no psychologist knows about this one, or psychiatrist, or coach, to change something really deeply ingrained in the soul. A little bit of work to understand the nature of the darkness. Is it ego? Is it greed? Is it stubbornness? But otherwise, what a dynamic. Just go beyond it. Go beyond. Meaning into that dimension where all these other forms are as real as we've made this corporeal form. What a dynamic to in a second, be free of all the things that have accumulated in me, the soul, over 2,500 years. Instead of working with each vice, each negative pattern. Go above, go beyond, nurture, cultivate the true sanskars, the original sanskars. So what's our motivation for this? Because sometimes the motivation flags, means it decreases. Is that true? Anybody have that experience? Yeah? We get a little bit lazy, we get a little bit careless. Because in the beginning it was like, yes! And everything was there, the routines, the disciplines, the obedience, everything was there. But as then time went by, the effect of 2,500 years and those sanskaras kick in. When Maya sees that we are serious, we're really serious about kicking her out and taking over the kingdom, then she rolls up her sleeves and gets to work. And carelessness and laziness is one of her biggest enemies, her biggest tools, making her our biggest enemy. So we have to, I feel there are two things to help keep us motivated for this. One is we need to really, really stop every once in a while and get in touch with the journey. Where am I in this journey? Because we are on a journey to a very elevated destiny which God is offering me. Where am I in that journey? And more particularly, how much do I want this very high destiny? What is our destiny? To be completely, totally, in a way which is completely independent, happy and peaceful. That's our destiny. To be totally, completely, in a way which is independent from any influence of the past 2,500 years or even those influences around me. Happy and peaceful. How much do I want that? How much do I relate to that? Because that much interest and desire will help me remember what all this imagining, imaging, focus, attention is about. It's not about God or the world. It's first and foremost me. Even in traffic control, now you've got something to do with your mind.
शिव पिता को अब याद करो, मुक्ति धाम तुम्हें जाना है। अपने सुकर्मों के बल पर ही सतयुग में तुमको आना है। शिव पिता को अब याद करो। करो पांडव शिव शक्ति सेना की रणभेरी अब फिर बजती है
शिव बाबा के ज्ञान से फिर माया को भगाना है
शिव पिता को अब याद करो सतयुग में तुमको आना है शिव पिता को अब याद करो मुक्ति धाम तुम्हें जाना है अपने सुकर्मों के बल पर ही सतयुग में अब तुम्हें आना है
धाम में तुम्हें
सतयुग में अब तुम्हें आना है
धाम में तुम्हें गाना है
So it's worthwhile every once in a while just to check in how much this fortune of God Himself offering me a very high destiny, how much am I relating to that right here, right now? In which case, I'm not waiting for someone to change so that I can be happy or peaceful, or a situation to change so that I can be happy or peaceful. I'm taking responsibility because I've understood that the original qualities of the soul are happiness and peace, and this is what God has come for, to help me remember this. So that's one way to keep ourselves motivated and really make the journey genuine, authentic and personal. But secondly, Baba said, he often says, forget your body and your bodily relationships. He said that this morning. But sometimes he even says, even that body is not yours. Right? He says that. Think about that a moment. How is it possible that this body is not mine? Think about it a minute. My parents made the body. I lived in it. I'm living in it. And I'll leave it maybe, age 60, 40, 80, whatever. But then it'll disappear. Nobody else is going to live in it. Nobody else is going to own it. So why isn't it my body? But he says, even your body is not your own. Why? How? Do you know? It's a very interesting point, which is also useful to connect with from time to time. It's because in the womb, before I took birth, I made a deal with God. How many of you are aware of this? How many of you know this? You understand this? This is a very important thing to keep touching base with. This was the deal. This life was to be a very short life. I was to be dying by some accident, car, roof falling on my head, suddenly and unexpectedly, and far too soon. But the deal that God offered me was that at that moment when I was to be leaving the body through some accident, because my major karmic accounts would have been finished, the deal is I would stay in the body. Instead of dying, I would stay, and yet from that point on I would use this body to further God's task. I would be in this body as a trustee and not use body, mind, wealth, thoughts, words, actions for anything else except to further his task. We made this deal. Which is why, as Brahmins, we're still in these bodies. Otherwise, we would not be. So this brings us to a new definition of honesty. Most virtues don't have the same definition in the world out there that they have for us in Brahman life. Because honesty means honesty to this contract that I signed in the womb with God. It's actually a huge resource for peace and happiness when I remember the contract and I'm honest to that. Instead of off using my own mind, my wealth, my breath, my time for my own stuff. Waste and negativity means I'm using what I promised to give to God for my own stuff. So awareness of that also helps keep us motivated. In which again there's this realization, as I was saying before, the whole reason God has come is to help me remember my true form and give me everything I need to emerge it. So let me see, can't I use more thoughts, more words, more actions to remember and activate and emerge it? So I think there's just one other thing I want to bring up before maybe there's somebody who has something they'd like to add or a question. And that is, what is it that stops us? How does Maya work in this? Because, in case you haven't realized it, Maya is so clever and so powerful. The older we get, the more we realize she's so subtle. Recently somebody was saying, quite senior sister was saying, you have your basic Srimats, like, don't this and do this. But she was saying, look at the subtle Srimats. If you really study Srimat, what's Baba saying? He's saying, be happy. That's a Srimat. So, this is where she'll come in. She will distract me from my destiny, my contract, and make me believe that there's actually a reason for me to be unhappy or peaceless. So she distracts me. She's so subtle. And she'll always come in another form. What?
Maya will give time reason to be happy in its own way.
Say that again, I couldn't catch it, I'm sorry.
Maya will give you 10 reasons.
Oh yeah, definitely. 10 reasons to be unhappy. Peaceless, powerless, selfish. So to understand a few ways in which she interferes particularly with this kind of work, going beyond, being above, living from my angel form, for example. So one way she distracts us is overthinking, in which I put more faith in analyzing a thing to death, logicking a thing to death, rather than silence and the power of signals from God. So watch out, because as soon as I'm starting that route, I'm distracted. And that's Maya. Another way she interferes is she gets us to believe in the old way of helping people. There is an old way, a worldly way of helping people, which is called fixing them or fixing a situation, which basically, within the framework that God is giving us, means interfering, actually. Interfering in a karmic account, which isn't mine. I do not have to fix anyone. Maybe before that was the best way to help, but not now. And there is no situation I need to fix either. All the energy I'm putting on those things, I need to put into fixing myself and finishing my own karmic accounts. So, do not interfere in another person's journey. She'll make you think you need to, you should, that's called being responsible. Instead of having faith in being detached, yet loving. The detached is, I'm not going to interfere. But the loving is out of respect for your journey, and most particularly, what really enables us to finish a karmic account. Faith in good wishes, pure feelings. If I'm light, that light can go to another and help them see what they have to do. And not just see, but also give them the power. If I'm there in my powerful form, that radiates. So, overthinking, interfering, yeah, these are some of the things that I would see as the way she works to keep us distracted from this beautiful destiny. Anybody want to say anything or ask anything? We have a few more minutes for that, just a few. And Sveta Ben, if you could go to whoever has a question. Yes, my brother with the gray hat. I think it's gray. Can you stand up so we can see?
Shanti, while you were on the aspect of vices, and I remembered Daddy Janki mentioned to us in a class many years ago that there are 5 gross vices, and I think all of us know about the gross vices. But there are also the subtle vices that you highlighted. And I will just mention those subtle vices. And the main one is carelessness, excuses, laziness, fear is a subtle vice, and jealousy. Yep. So I think we need to be aware of those.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Comment or question? Yes, my brother here in the front, Sveta Ben. What is your name, brother? Oh, you told us, didn't you? Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't introduce myself.
Please,
I'm Brother Sanjeev. I'm from Singapore.
Singapore, yeah.
I have one question. Now, this generally I come across when I'm meditating is, now we always hear from seniors that you need to meditate for an hour or 1.5 hours. But what happens is, again, it's on experience at your connection, and then you spend that many number of hours or minutes. But what happens is when you're experiencing, let's say you sat there for, let's say, 30 minutes, and then after 30 minutes you're just blank. You're like, mind says, oh, I'm done. Right? So, I mean, is it that what should be the next step? Should I continue, force myself to just continue with the meditation, or should I just take a break?
Okay, point understood. Yeah, nice question. I think it's a matter of the moment, but we do want to be able to extend our concentration. All of these games and experiments and exercises are really to get me to that stage sorry, where I'm lost in love. So it's either in the subtle region, I'm looking at Baba, and I'm just so amazed and so deeply touched by his tenderness, power, flexibility, detached yet loving. You know, I'm just amazed and I'm lost in it, loving him. And then there's always a next step. Brahma Baba can say, why don't you go home? Be with Shiv Baba. So I do that. There's always a next step in the sense that if the point I'm working with, the image, the virtue I'm working with finishes, and I am in that love or that extreme peace or ultimately complete silence over the world, just aware of my vibrations and how they're serving, like Shiv Baba from the soul world. Shift, go into another gear, pick up another virtue, pick up another symbol, another point, and enter that ocean. But to get lost in that ocean, this is where we want to go. And then what happens is an hour and a half has gone by and you haven't even realized it. And this is where we're headed. And of course it's a practice. Huh? Does that help? Anyone else? I think our time is up. So I want to thank you very much, and we'll finish with some meditation.
So thank you, sister. It was really a wonderful session where Sister Sharona clearly explained how we bring the qualities into practice, how we tap into our unconscious using images and then bring those qualities into practice. Thank you very much. And I request all the youth, show of hands please. Any youth sitting here? Yeah. Kindly stay back after the meditation.
Listen to the words of this song. Translators, if you can also translate them.
There's nothing left to fear. Just take my hand and I will lead you back home. Spread your angel wings and fly. The gravity of love will take you higher. This I promise you, my child. The time has come.